We're here with the one and only Rick Ross, and I'm very excited to talk. We got your book here. So first of all, man, thank you so much for taking a bit of time to speak with us here at Press.
Oh no, thank you for interviewing me. I mean, it's a privilege.
Well, you're on a bit of a speaking tour right now. You're promoting your book. Tell us a little bit about what does the book entail in a nutshell?
Well, the book is my life story. I wrote this book when I was in prison with a life sentence without the possibility of parole. It was one of the trying times of my life. I didn't know if I would ever get out again. So I started writing, I guess they call it my memoir, everything that had happened to me in my life. And I was hoping that people could just get a glimpse of the world from the way I saw it and just learn from it, you know.
Now, within some of your experiences, as I understand it, you came across some information about government involvement with drug running. What can you tell us about the CIA's involvement with running drugs?
Well, when I was going to trial, the guy who was my drug supplier, also he became my informant. Well, he testified against me, and when he got on the witness stand, he started talking about the Iran-Contra, Enrique Bermudez, George Bush, and so forth. And there was this reporter that was following the case from San Jose Mercury News, and he took all this information and meshed it together, and he came up with a theory, I guess you would call it, at first, and later on it was proven that his theory was correct. Well, he said that my supplier was a CIA operative, I think is what they call it, and that the CIA was allowing them to bring drugs into this country. Those drugs were later given to me, and I, in turn, gave them to my neighborhood, Crips, Bloods, and so forth, and they took it around the country.
So were you set up by the CIA, or were they just kind of using you to get their get the product out?
I don't know if you can go that far and say I was set up by the CIA. Gary never came to that conclusion. He never came to the conclusion that the CIA deliberately, which is what the mainstream media here in America tried to do, was say that one of the mistakes that Gary had made is Gary said that the government deliberately gave it to the black community, and I never heard Gary say that, and I don't say that necessarily, but what Gary did say is that it eventually got to the black community, whether they planned it or didn't plan it, it eventually happened, and that's the case. And what wound up happening is now we have 600,000 black men in prison for nonviolent drug offenses.
We're in Vancouver today, and as I said, we've recently traveled from Vancouver, British Columbia. I don't know if you're aware, but Vancouver, British Columbia is the heroin capital of the world. And knowing that Canadian troops have spent time in Afghanistan and Iraq and coming back home, we're wondering if maybe you've ever come across any kind of information about opium drug running or any kind of troops bringing heroin back into the West.
Well, we do. We know that the Taliban, when they ran the poppy fields over in Afghanistan, that I think the percentage of heroin from Afghanistan was like 3 or 4%. It was really low. But since the troops took over in Afghanistan, American and Canada and the allies, I guess you would say, that their numbers increased dramatically. I think they're like 70% of the world's opium population. So that gives you some kind of message there.
What is there to be said about the drug war? I mean, we're in a drug war, but it's almost like seems that we're set up for it. I mean,
yeah, the drug war is a joke. I mean, first of all, my first day in a maximum security penitentiary, they when you go to a prison, they put you in what they call solitary confinement for your own protection until you're being classified. Well, as soon as I got to the penitentiary, maximum security, inside the SHU, a guy OD'd, where he has no inmate contact. So if we can't keep drugs out of our maximum security penitentiaries, where when you go in, they strip search you 2 or 3 times. Before you get to the hole, you're going to be strip searched at least twice, you know. And we can't keep drugs out of there. There's no way possible that we can police our borders well enough to keep drugs out. So I believe that the war on drugs is a joke, and it's a money-making tool for the people who put it in place.
So then, what are some of the solutions that people can work towards? I mean, if we can combat this drug war, what are some of the ways that we can do it, to combat this thing?
Well, the only way that you can win this drug war is like one of the speakers just said, with love, love, love. Excuse me, with love, love, love. I was just at a drug rehab house 2 days ago. I left there right after I left UCLA. I went there and I spoke, and we have to give them information. We have to give them knowledge. We have to give them courage. We have to give them strength that they can overcome their sickness, because it's definitely a sickness. It's not criminal for somebody to stick a needle in their arm, or to smoke crystal meth, or smoke marijuana, or take pills. These are not criminal offenses. They should not be put in prison for these things. They should be assisted any way that we can, because those are our brothers and our sisters and our mothers and our fathers, and they need help, not incarceration.
Well, it seems like it's been proven. I think in Portugal they've legalized drugs, and the crime rates have gone down. It's less of an epidemic now. It's been proven that it works if you legalize.
Well, even here in America, the RAM report did a study, and they said that rehabilitation is much better than incarceration. I take it a step further and say that education before the addiction is better than all of it. And that's what we're failing to do right now. We're not educating our kids. We're spending more for prison guards than we do for school teachers. They did another flash when I was at UCLA the other day, and in '79 they had 11 prisons. Right now in California they have 38 prisons that they built in the past 20 years, and only 2 universities and I think 1 community college. So what that tells me is that they believe that, not the old saying that an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Well, they reversed it, and now they said that a ton of cure is better than a half ounce of prevention. And I think that that's what's wrong with this system right now.
Well, I'd have to agree wholeheartedly, and that's why I want to commend you for putting out the book, because what you're essentially doing is educating people about these problems. So, for people who are watching out there right now, where can they go if they want to learn more, if they want to get more educated about how they can do this? Where can they go to learn more from you, and where can they get your book?
Well, they can go to my Facebook page, my Twitter page, my Instagram. They can also get the book from my website, Freeway Rick Ross, the book. As far as education about this system, it's out there. You can go. The RAM report does reports. There's a lot more information with the internet, and I think that if we all join together, and that's why I'm excited to be here at the Libertarian Party today. I'm stoked, that they invited me. Because I had read about the Libertarian Party when I was in prison, and it was something that I had said I would definitely be interested in being a part of. And being here today and hearing the people talk, and I saying to myself, Rick, you're a libertarian.
Well, they seem to be the only party that's really on board with these concepts of having individual liberty over your own body. Right?
Exactly. But what I like about the Libertarian Party is they saying, hey, you know what? If you do something and it don't harm anybody else, then that's on you.
Very, very well said. That's why we're absolutely stoked to be here as well. Once again, man, thanks so much for talking to us. I just want to encourage you to keep up the great work, man. Keep
me here, and anytime you need me, just give me a buzz. And to everybody out there, be your own person. Think for yourself. Don't let the media tell you how to think. Don't let books tell you how to think. Get the information, analyze it, break it down for yourself.
Amen. Keep fighting the good fight, man.
Thanks a lot.